Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
You're looking now at video from our iCamera network, captured at 12:30 this afternoon. In New Mexico, you can see a helicopter is collecting water at the Inn of the Mountain Gods Resort. This is just one of many emergency resources that are being used to help contain the large wildfires that are scorching through Ruidoso. We have the latest on those wildfires coming up in just a few minutes on CBS7 News at 9. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Lauren Munt, and our top story tonight comes out of Midland, where earlier this month, the city's Relief and Retirement Fund received a report from Rudd and Wisdom, analyzing Midland's compliance with fund laws. At today's special City Council meeting, the Midland City Council and a large number of Midland Fire Department personnel attended a presentation by Foster & Foster, the city's hired actuarial firm, to review and compare those reports. CBS7's Isabella Garriga was at the Bush Convention Center where the meeting was held. She joins us live in studio with the report results. Isabella?
That's right. Foster & Foster verified Rudd and Wisdom's preliminary actuarial valuation report as reasonable. However, the current level of funding does not match the benefits provided, which exceed 21% of payroll per year. Additionally, firefighter benefits considered rich compared to similar plans, even with members' contributions.
I will say, us as firefighters, we did not create this problem. We've showed up to work every shift, done our job, gone on the calls, and done a great job.
The issue of inadequate pension funding is not new. The pension fund currently receives only 38.4% of payroll annually, with 28.1% allocated to normal costs and 10.3% directed towards paying off a $22 million debt. At the current rate, with interest occurring faster than contributions, the funds are insufficient to ever repay the debt.
Just over the next year, by January 2025, it'll be $5.5 million that liability will grow. And had that money been put in January of 2024, with the funds return that they have gained so far this year, that money would have earned $2.5 million. So this is where the firemen are saying, let's move forward with this and let's get something done.
With 250 worried firemen in the department, as one firefighter put it, it's time for the city to do something. After the presentation, the council opened up the floor to community members, and both past and present members of the Midland Fire Department went up to speak in front of the council. Firefighters shared personal experiences, expressing concerns about staffing shortages, mandatory overtime hours, and the ongoing strain on their resources.
I'd just like to reiterate some of the things that our fellow firefighters said at the podium. We've known about this problem for a long time. Some of us feel that the can has been kicked down the road. It's nice to see everyone coming together, different entities now, to work on a solution. We're also aware that our salaries are low compared to other cities. We've done surveys, the city has done surveys, and it shows that, and so that's a twofold. We've got a funding problem there, and we've got a funding problem from the city.
The presentation concluded with these recommendations to address the pension fund issues. Collaborate between the city and its members, maintain a competitive pension plan to attract and retain quality firefighters, replace the fixed contribution rate with an actuarially determined rate, calculated annually, and implement a cost-sharing component with members.
We want to create a solution that shrinks the hole, that fills in the hole of the unfunded actuarial liability, and also ensures that this does not take place for future generations of Midlanders. This actuarial study that we received today is the final piece that we needed to be able to make that decision, and so now we can move forward in proposing solutions.
It's important to note that any changes in benefits will only apply prospectively. This is an issue that everyone wants to solve, not just for today and tomorrow, but for the future. Reporting for CBS7 First Alert News, I'm Isabella Garriga.
Thank you, Isabella. We're taking a live look now in Ruidoso as the South Fork and Salt fires continue to burn. As of 4 o'clock this afternoon, the South Fork fire had increased to size over 15,000 acres and was 0% contained. The Salt fire has burned over 5,000 acres with 0% containment as well. Crews worked overnight to slow the progression and protect structures as best they could. A Ruidosa City Council member told the Associated Press that he has not heard of any injuries or fatalities so far. And earlier today, the governor of New Mexico declared a countywide state of emergency in Ruidosa and neighboring tribal lands as wildfires continue to spread. Ruidosa has a population of 7,000, and the entire village has been evacuated. The governor also deployed the National Guard to assist any first responders.
The message to New Mexicans is that every resource available while we combat these fires is available. More than 17 agencies are on the ground working together, both federal and state. More than 800 personnel are on the ground providing services, acting as first responders and battling the fire. 13 wildfire hotshot crews are on the ground, and that doesn't include several other fire teams who also specialize in fires of this nature.
So far, more than 500 structures have been burned, with firefighters unable to gain control of the blaze.
It's devastating, they're losing their homes right now. Not just them, residents on the tribe, but everybody doesn't have the means to pick up and start all over again tomorrow. It's kind of scary and really sad.
Parts of the state have been in extreme droughts for close to a year, making them particularly susceptible to fire outbreaks. Back here in West Texas, the start of summer is upon us, and every year homebound seniors suffer due to a lack of resources to cool their homes. This weekend is an opportunity to help by donating a fan to the annual Meals on Wheels fan drive. The preferred fan types are a 28-inch 3-speed tower fan or a 16-inch 3-speed pedestal fan. And there are 2 locations to drop the fans off at: Senior Life Midland in Midland and at Meals on Wheels of Odessa. Talking your forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Tom Tieferteller. Tom, is it just going to keep getting hotter? Are we expecting any relief?
No, we're going to see a big change coming up in our forecast as humidity is on the increase, tropical moisture moving in, and that is going to decrease the temperatures, increase the rain chances. Right now, we're still carrying a few scattered showers, thunder showers down across portions of southern Reeves County near the Buffalo Trail Scout Ranch along State Highway 17 in Jeff Davis County. This activity is trickling up to the north and northeast. Hot temperatures today across the area, mid to upper 90s once again. Plenty of triple digits. Western Permian Basin out towards Pecos, 107 in Presidio. One of the hot spots this afternoon. It was rather hot along the Rio Grande, and we saw plenty of wind. Gusts to 40 plus miles per hour out there, gusts to 46 in Odessa. And here's a look again at that fire over the end of the Mountain Gods, looking off to the north, seeing that activity as temperatures are cooling off a little bit out there, but we're also seeing an increase in humidity levels.
Thank you, Tom. We're checking crime now, where a teenage boy awaits juvenile proceedings after officers with the Alpine Police Department were called to Big Bend Regional Hospital Sunday morning to investigate a stabbing. The victim, a 21-year-old man, was stabbed several times and airlifted from Big Bend Regional Hospital to El Paso for treatment and is expected to be released. Though investigation officers identified a 16-year-old boy as the suspect, who's now awaiting juvenile proceedings at this time. We'll bring you additional details when they become available. And today, Governor Abbott announced that the governor's public safety office will be offering a reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to the identification and arrest of those involved in the shooting that killed 2 and left 14 others injured during a Juneteenth celebration in Round Rock. In addition to the state reward, Williamson County Crime Stoppers and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are also each offering a reward of $5,000, bringing the total possible reward to $20,000. If you or someone you know has information related to this shooting, you can call the Texas Crime Stoppers hotline. We've got a scam alert for you out of Big Spring now with a massage business that calls themselves Comfort Home Mobile Door in Massage and Spa is using photos of the local business called Back in Motion Chiropractic to appear as a legitimate business. Multiple reviews for that business reveal that people are asked to pay for massage services in advance and then later show up to their appointment time to find out that that business does not exist. According to the Big Spring Police Department, there are some ways that you can avoid being scammed, including only book appointments with licensed and verified massage therapists, Check reviews and ratings from trusted sources, and be wary of any service that asks for a deposit before providing that service or before sending any money. Verify the address of the business to ensure that it is legitimate. If you suspect a scam, report it to the Big Spring Police Department immediately. Also in Big Spring, a public service announcement has been announced. The city is taking inventory of all the city's water meters. Tech Specialty Services will be conducting that survey, and technicians will check the meter boxes outside of homes. They will never ask to come inside your home for any reason. Tech Specialty Services will be working all over town, one neighborhood at a time, on this estimated 6-week project. Across West Texas now, a bipartisan group of Texas lawmakers say it's time for Mexico to keep its end of the deal when it comes to an 80-year-old treaty regarding water rights. According to the 1944 Water Treaty, Mexico and the United States have to share water from the Colorado and Rio Grande rivers on a consistent basis. However, Senator John Cornyn says that Mexico routinely has been ignoring that treaty, instead waiting until the end of a 5-year cycle to deliver the water that they owe. Cornyn says this is causing agricultural, industrial, and municipal threats to all border cities, and that the lack of water has already forced a sugar mill in Texas to close.
We've just tried the diplomatic route. Unfortunately, Mexico is not willing to budge, and so this has required us to up our game, and maybe they'll pay attention now and live up to basically what they should be doing all along.
Cornyn and other border state lawmakers recently sent a letter to the House and Senate Appropriations subcommittees asking them to withhold designated funds that are set to go to Mexico until Mexico meets its obligations to resolve the ongoing water dispute. And coming up next on CBS7 News at 9, the start of the scorching heat wave is underway. Up next, how to safely beat that heat. The heat can be dangerous, and emergency rooms are expecting more patients with heat-related illnesses during this heat event. That's why doctors say it's best to limit your time outside with temperatures soaring, and it's critical to stay hydrated even before you go outside. CBS's Stephanie Stahl has more on how to keep your family safe.
The start of a scorching heat wave is underway, with people finding ways to beat the heat.
We have lots of water.
And splashing in the water, kids are keeping cool.
It's nice to have areas like this where we can cool down and get the kids outside, but, you know,
keep them cool.
Doctors say heat dangers add up after consecutive days of this spring sizzle. Health issues can start with heat cramps, then get more serious with heat exhaustion, and heat stroke can be deadly. Symptoms can vary, but the signs of heat exhaustion are dizziness, fatigue, cramps, and a rapid pulse. With heat stroke, people will get confused, they may start vomiting, and could stop sweating.
We're prepared to manage that. There's all sorts of things that we can do to both hydrate patients as well as manage their core temperature by cooling them either with intravenous cooled fluids, or we have other ways of doing that as well.
Dr. William Gray with Mainline Health says the emergency department is ready for the expected increase in patients with heat-related illnesses, with children and the elderly being at higher risk.
Best thing I can tell you, don't come outside.
Lou Joyner says he's getting his errands done early.
I want to just go back inside. I pay for that air conditioner. I want to go and enjoy it.
And for people who have to work in the heat like Jim Carberry, best to pace yourself and stay hydrated.
Do what you got to do, make people happy in the summer heat.
Good thing, because Jim has the all-important job of delivering ice cream. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Well, we are looking at, again, a couple of showers down around Pecos County. The bigger rain chances are moving in later this week. We'll talk about it coming up.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, you probably saw those clouds in the distance at sunset here. Let's take a look at those showers and thunder showers we're seeing off to the southwest into portions of Pecos and Reeves County right now, dealing with a couple of thunder showers. Kind of anemic as they do move off to the north and northeast, so we're not expecting this, last until midnight. Dare I say that, they'll last all night, but it's very weak stuff that's moving across to the north and northeast. Visible view of the satellite picture still shows those cloud plumes, smoke plumes, I should say, with both the fires southwest and northwest of Ruidoso right now and spilling off to the north and northeast. And that fire, again, latest report, zero containment. Here's what it looks like at sunset into the mountain gods looking off to the north, where winds have been relatively light. They've been strongest back across the Trans-Pecos into the Permian Basin today, and still that case as we are looking at those wind gusts up around 30 miles an hour, gusts to 40 right now in and around the Wink area. And this is really starting to bring in some Gulf Gulf moisture. We're feeling it. There's a big tropical blob down here associated with a potential tropical storm in the western Gulf of Mexico. This is taking aim on portions of South Texas, and very heavy rainfall is a possibility. Some areas in South Texas in excess of 6 inches of rain. We're going to see a lot less than that across portions of West Texas as high pressure gets out of the way and allows this to scoot across. But some of this may help them out in New Mexico later this week. So again, you can see all the rain just offshore there of the Texas Gulf Coast, and temperatures again. Today, we're a little bit cooler with the humid conditions across portions of East and South Texas. West Texas, of course, some of the hottest stuff up to 107 in Presidio, 101 in and around El Paso. Futurecast, is looking like we're going to see those scattered showers and thunder showers really hold off until later on. Tomorrow. In the mountain areas, we're going to see that, and then we're going to see the possibility of scattered showers and thunderstorms starting to move in as the remnants of that tropical system move across portions just to the south of the Big Bend area, really. Heaviest rains are going to be south of the interstate, it looks like, coming up on Thursday. Rest of tonight, humid conditions on the way, 73 on the overnight low with the southeast winds remaining gusty overnight tonight, and that'll be the case tomorrow, about 90 degrees. We'll add a few degrees, though, because of the added humidity we're going to be dealing with. The best rain chances start to move in early on Thursday, continuing into the afternoon. We're going to call for a 50% chance across the Permian Basin. The heaviest stuff, again, is going to be south of Interstate 10 down towards the Big Bend area, the Presidio Valley, and the Marfa Plateau. It's going to drop temperatures, though, a little bit into the 80s, so we'll take that a break for a couple of days before those 90s come back with us this weekend and especially next week.
A Boeing whistleblower says that employees lost track of parts that did not meet manufacturing standards. We've got the latest up next in your travel news on CBS7 News at 9. A new report from a Boeing whistleblower alleging Boeing employees lost track of parts that did not meet manufacturing standards, leading to fears they may have ended up on other planes. This comes amid a series of safety and quality concerns surrounding the company, including a door that blew off of an Alaska Airlines plane mid-flight in January. Boeing's outgoing CEO is expected to testify before lawmakers today. Chris Van Cleve has been covering Boeing for years and joins us from Capitol Hill.
The new whistleblower complaint alleges when Boeing restarted production of the 737 MAX after 2 deadly crashes in 2018 and 2019, there was a 300% increase in reports about parts that did not meet proper manufacturing standards. And while those parts were supposed to be removed from production and closely tracked, the 737 program was losing hundreds of non-conforming parts. The whistleblower, Sam Mohawk, feared that non-conforming parts were being installed on the 737s, and that could lead to a catastrophic event. The document also claims when Boeing learned of a pending FAA inspection last June, many parts were moved to another location to, quote, intentionally hide improperly stored parts from the FAA.
Boeing has adopted a broken safety culture of shut up, not speak up when it comes to its workers reporting problems. And that kind of retaliation is a recipe for disaster.
Boeing's outgoing CEO Dave Calhoun is expected to answer questions on Capitol Hill today and take responsibility for the door panel that blew out on the Alaska Airlines flight in January. Calhoun is also expected to outline steps Boeing is taking to make improvements, including its new Safety and Quality Action Plan recently submitted to the FAA. Calhoun will tell senators Boeing's culture is, quote, far from perfect, but we are taking action and making progress.
Dave Calhoun will step down as CEO by the end of the year when a replacement is named. Boeing is responding to this latest whistleblower complaint, saying it is reviewing the allegations, but encourages all employees to come forward with concerns to ensure safety. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Washington.
Well, we are going to be looking at, again, some changes coming up in our forecast. Tomorrow for Juneteenth, about 90 degrees, a little humidity, a little bit of wind to deal with. But that tropical moisture out in the Gulf of Mexico with that tropical system that's going to pass to our south is going to bring rain showers and thunderstorms to a large part of West Texas, about 50% chance across the Permian Basin. Now, the heaviest rain is going to be south of Interstate 10, but it's definitely going to cool things off here for the end of the week. Back to the hot and dry in the first official weekend of summer. mid to lower 90s on the way, and then we really get hot into next week.
All right, thanks for watching CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW. We've got more news coming up tonight on CBS.